I was just rereading another book here recently about UFOs and alien abduction and all. It's captured the Betty and Barney Hill UFO experience by the late Stanton Friedman and the niece of Betty Hill, Kathleen Martin. I had this book for years now. Great book, one of the best books out there about the subject. I mean, I just it was an amazing event. Was the Betty and Barney Hill um, uh, abduction case from 1961? Just an amazing. But it was making me would think now. Just recently, I'm back here. This is the first show that I'm doing for the last five days here. I guess 6 days because my computer, my other laptop, just something went with the hard drive, and uh, I, I'm going to lose some files. And I was able to get some files off, and there's a question mark about whether I'm going to be able to get everything I want off of there because the technical issues, technical problems. So I don't know. It made me wonder. While this is the first time I had to get a new computer. I'm basically starting over here with my new computer, new laptop that I bought, and it made me wonder. What about do do aliens, extraterrestrials here present on Earth? I mean, do they ever run into technical issues? You know, I would say yes. I would say most certainly yes. I mean, you look at Roswell, 1947. Uh, I guess they're no match to Mother Nature. On the night of July 2nd, 1947, there was a terrific lightning storm uh, out in that area and near Roswell, in the Roswell area that night. And apparently, that's what a lightning bolt is. What many believe is what caused that flying saucer to fly apart, come apart, and crash into the desert. You go to 1964, Socorro, New Mexico. When the police officer Lonnie Zamora saw those beings, there was an egg-shaped craft that had landed somewhere outside of Socorro in the desert, and he came upon this, and he saw these two diminutive beings. He thought they looked like child-sized beings in one-piece suits. Looked like they were fiddling around with the craft that they what was landed right there. It was an egg-shaped craft with a weird symbol on it. And when was there something wrong that they had to land so close to a town in the desert? Uh, Maybe. Again, it's pure speculation and conjecture. I don't know, but it could have been. Why not? I mean, it looked like they were doing something there, according to Lonnie. And there was proof to back it up because there was, they after this thing flew away later on, there was more people there. They found the landing gear marks in the ground, and there was scorched earth and scorched grass, and so yeah, I mean, those things, something might have went wrong, and they had to come down and fix it. They saw him, and then the thing, they jump back into this craft. The thing takes off and then just zips away. Regarding getting back to the Betty and Barney Hill incident, it was interesting. You wonder too, like the technology of aliens. Is it like they might have progressed in a different. Of course they did. If they progressed in a different way than we did, it was interesting. Reading this book again, and like how they had trouble with the zipper. Like they didn't understand how a zipper operated. You know. Like did that never they never know on their from where they came from they didn't have they never nobody ever invented a zipper. Maybe they went like in this book in one of the introductions here from Bruce Maccabee, he postulates, so maybe they went straight to Velcro. uh, who knows? I mean, it's interesting, like how different intelligent races might, most certainly not just might, and most certainly would progress differently. Depending on the circumstances, and some people, some would come up with different ideas than others. I mean, I'm sure there's things that we've come up here. Apparently, the zipper, because that species of alien didn't know what it was, so we came up with something that they didn't have. And I'm sure they came up with a lot of things that we didn't have. I mean, for all we know, from where they come from, maybe they bypassed airplanes altogether. They never had anything like that, and they went straight to, zero gravity devices. Who knows? You know, maybe they didn't have television where they come. I mean, it's always interesting to think about. Did they? I mean, did they progress in the same way that we did with regard to television, radio, motion pictures? Did they have a film process where they used nitrate, where films were processed in nitrate? Did they go to movies where they come from? You know, how many different species are coming here? We don't know, but you know, does any of these species did they have those kind of things? I mean, what kind of entertainment do they have? There's just so many different questions that would be you know, be neat to find out, like, you know, the history of these things compared, you know, these beings compared to us. And that's could be another great reason why a lot of them are here. They probably find us fascinating. I mean, the things that we do, maybe they don't, you know, they don't use, maybe they don't eat meat where they come from. They never even thought about that. Maybe they're all complete vegetarians. I mean, who knows? Or maybe they're just so far advanced that they've that if there was a time period like what we're going through right now, it's just they're so far removed from that. There's hundreds of thousands of years back in their past, maybe just that they forgot. They just don't know. It's like we don't know how the Egyptians built the pyramids for the most part. We have ideas, but we don't know for sure. But it's very interesting to think about. Okay, now moving on again. I just want to point out. Just real quick here regarding this again, there was the Betty and Barney Hill. There was a movie. It was made in 1975 called The UFO Incident, and it was just announced today by a boutique Blu-ray label, Kino Lorber, that the UFO they're going to release the UFO Incident on Blu-ray before the end of the year sometime. And if you haven't seen this movie and you're a fan of UFOs, you got to pick this one up. I mean, it is an amazing, amazing movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but it'd be nice to get a nice, you know, cleaned up, you know, copy of this movie. Now, of course, it's a 1975 TV movie, so you know, it's not big on special effects or anything, but it's really big on acting. I mean, James Earl Jones, of course, as we all know, 2 years later, he would. Become very well known as the voice of Darth Vader in Star Wars, but in 1975 he actually played Barney Hill, and also his wife Betty Hill's played by Estelle Parsons, and excellent movie, excellent, fantastic movie. Haven't seen it in a long time. I'm really looking forward to getting that Blu-ray. Again, it was just announced today, and I would. You know, if you're a fan of, if you're interested in this subject, when that thing comes out, I'd grab a copy of it. Even if you saw it before, I'm sure you remember how good this thing was. It's nice to have in the library.